Number one regret of the dying is not living their lives their way, the way they wanted. They regret following other people's wishes, other people's dreams, and neglecting their own. In short, they regret living other people's lives. And if you don't want to regret it on your deathbed too, stay with me. Check the links in the description, they will surely help you to achieve your dream life. Chapter 1. This is your life. Do what you want. Yeah, this is the message of this video. Do what you really want. This is your life. You can really do what you want. You are not someone else's marionette. No one is controlling you. You can do what you want. If you want to be miserable, you can do bad habits. If you want to be grateful, you can do good habits. No one will stop you from doing anything. I mean, the law exists. Don't forget about that. But despite breaking the law, you can do anything. You can be a good person, you can be a bad person, depending on how do you think you can live, you should live. Because this social obligation, these people telling you what you should do, that you should go to university, you should find a stable job and retire when you are 65 or something, you can do it. I am not telling you you can't. It is not like you should do it. There is no should and shouldn't in our lives, to be clear. There is only can and don't want to. Want or can or don't want to, really. Like, think about it. You do everything because you either want or don't want to do it. If you don't want to go to school, no one will force you. Your parents will tell you to go. They will try to convince you to go. But they won't grab you and they won't throw you into the school building. You do it. We all have reasons why we do some things. Maybe you don't want to go on a diet, but you want to have a great physique. And you can't have a great physique if you don't go on a diet. This goal of getting a great physique make you kinda enjoy, maybe not enjoy, but endure the suffering that comes from getting on a diet, for example. So you can do what you want. And don't be scared of making mistakes, because this is the thing that stops us from following our dreams, following our wishes, following our way of living. We all think that we will make mistakes. You think you will make some mistakes. And yeah, you will. I did. I still will make some mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, but only the successful have the courage to admit that they made a mistake and they can correct their behavior. Go and make some mistakes. You live and you learn. This is a quote by a great Professor Heimerdinger from the great series Arcane. And he's right. And you should go live your life and make some mistakes, because you can only grow through mistakes, through failures, to acknowledging them and learning on them and getting better in the process. Because if you make a mistake, you can make sure, you will be 90% sure, if you think about it that way, that you won't do it again. We often do mistakes just once. We learn on our mistakes and then we never do it again. If you have will to iterate on it and prepare for the next time. If you went on a long trip, for example, and you didn't get anything to drink, like a water to drink, and you suffered because of it, you were thirsty, or you had to buy something unhealthy or something expensive on the road, then if you acknowledge it, you will learn that you should always carry a bottle of water with you. Yeah, that's really that simple. So do mistakes and learn on them. And another thing we are scared is choosing the wrong path for ourselves. You are scared of choosing the wrong path for yourself that you will regret later. But you won't regret it. Why? Because you can always go back. If you choose to go on a university and you will study there for 2, 3, 4 years, and the last year is before you, you don't need to go all the way. You can just, if you have a reflection, if you iterate, if you journal about it and you decide that you don't want to continue, you can always go back. It's with when you're traveling with a car or with just walking, If you choose a bad path, if you have like a fork in the road, and if you choose bad way that won't lead you anywhere where you wanted to be, you can just backtrack. You can go back and choose the other way. And the life is the same. Maybe you will lose some time, you will lose some, I don't know, money, you will lose some people, but you can always make more money, you can always find new people. Time cannot be restored, but you learned through being on the other way, you learned something, and you can use these abilities, the skills that you've learned to get better on the second path you choose. You can always go back and choose another way. And the last thing in this chapter that I want to tell you, that living your way and being kind of miserable is still far way better than being the dog of others, following other orders, following like other people's dreams, living other people's lives, because you will regret it sometimes. And true happiness doesn't come from money. True happiness doesn't come from having like thousands of friends. True happiness doesn't come from like being kind of safe because someone like your boss or your parents pay you. It is from freedom. If you are free, if you are doing what you want, and even if you don't make too much money from it, but you can always make more, then you will be far more happy than if you were just following other people's dreams, and you would regret it when the time comes and you can't turn back time to live your life again, now choosing by yourself. So yeah, and the problem with living lives by ourselves, for you maybe living your life by yourself, maybe your parents, but well, they had their own chance. Your parents will always want to push you back into the mold they created for you. They have some hopes of you, they have some wishes from you, they have their own expectations of you that you don't need to fulfill. You don't have to do it. You're your own being, and I mean, being grateful for your parents is one thing, for what they did to you, but you don't need to listen to their orders. If you want you to become a lawyer, a doctor, but you have a different plan in mind, if you have a different plan in mind, go with your plan, because you are not their puppet. You are not their like the doll that they can play with. You are your own human being, and often parents forget that, and they treat you kind of like a trophy, and they are showing your school grades, or they are just boasting about how and where do you work, like a bank or a good like a big corporation, but they don't care that you are miserable with the life they created for you. And the other thing that they thoughts are often outdated, because now the times change really fast, and even the AI that came out like 2-3 years ago is now controlling really big space of like everything that is happening right now, and it will grow even more. But they still think that the good way, the proper way, is to go to university and find a good job, and maybe even walk with your CV, with your resume to the office, to the place itself, and present it to the boss and firmly shake his hand. But it doesn't work that way anymore. It worked that way when they were young, when they could have gone to the university, but they chose not to. Your parents will often want you to change the path that you created for yourself, because they created the other path and they want you to obey them. But they had their own lives. Always remember about that. When they want you to do something that they could have done, always tell them that they had their own chance, and maybe they wasted it, maybe they followed it. For example, if you have a lawyer's family, you don't have to become a lawyer because they are. And if your parents don't have any degree, and they want you to become a lawyer or a doctor or someone else that involves finishing university, you don't have to do it. They didn't do it and they are kind of living. And the other thing is that by like following this scheme won't bring you anywhere, because 99% of people follow that scheme, and this 1% that doesn't follow it wins. So yeah, if you want to become like your parents, go and do what they tell you to do. But if you want to live your own life, live your own life. You are not obliged to fulfill all their desires. And maybe you think that, well, if I don't do what they are telling me, we will argue. But you will argue anyway. No matter if you follow their dreams, their wishes, you will argue anyway, because like living with parents, talking with parents, like having conversation with parents, maybe not often, but sometimes end with a argument anyway. Even if you follow their dreams, you will argue anyway. So don't take it for granted. And if they threaten you that they will cut your support and won't pay money to you, for example, if you are living in another place, then just go to work, go to some part-time job, and you will afford your rent, you will afford something to eat, maybe a gym, and you will somehow manage. And being on the leash is far worse than living from the month to the other month. So live your life your way. How do you live your life your way? In the right way. You take responsibility for everything you do. I mean, blaming others is easy, but it gives you nothing. You can blame others, of course. You can blame the weather. You can blame the God. You can blame the economy of the world we are living in. You can blame the politics. You can blame your friend from work. You can blame your boss. You can blame your parents. But it won't give you anything. By blaming others, you give control over your life to them. Because like your brain kinda understand it that way, that they are controlling you because this is their fault that something is happening right now. But the truth is that you can't control what is happening often, but you can control how you react to it. And there is a story that happened recently, like 2 days ago, that I wanted to record this video I'm recording right now. I'm always recording at Tuesdays, but my microphone arm broke. And what could have I done? I could have blamed the arm makers that they are shitty and that they made me unable to record some videos, but I didn't do it. I just moved on and started doing something else, preparing presentation for my Japanese classes, for my Japanese students. And well, the arm came yesterday, so today I am recording again and nothing really happened. I choose to not get mad, not get angry. I didn't blame anyone for this. I always try to blame only myself, because then I can fix my behavior, fix myself for the next time. This is just like these mistakes, failures I was talking to you about, that if you understand your mistakes, if you understand your failures, you can get better for the next time. And this is the same. You need to acknowledge these mistakes, even if they are like the smallest. If something happened and you know that this is kinda a fault of your friend or something other, but there is just this 1% or even just percentile that tells you that you could have done something better. And if you concentrate only on these things that you could have done better and not obsessing over them and overthinking and blaming yourself and thinking negatively about it, but having a growth mindset and understanding that, well, I could have done this better, maybe the outcome wouldn't be so bad then, and you do it for the next time, this is the way you grow, really, through acknowledging that you could have done something better, even if the situation is not entirely your fault. Because only through seeing your mistakes, even the smallest ones, you grow. And you can grow really big in that way. So summing up, live your life your way. Don't regret living your life the way others told you at your death's bed. I really don't want you to regret anything on your death's bed. Live the life you won't regret. Live the life by doing the things you want, by choosing the paths and maybe going back when you are lost. Don't be a marionette of your parents or any other person. They had their own chance and they choose differently. And take full responsibility for your life, because that way you will grow and you will learn a lot. If you like this video, you can show it by subscribing, liking, commenting. And if you are hungry of more knowledge, if you want to talk directly to me, for example, if you want to have access to all the things I will create, like some tools or courses, join the Fearproof Academy, the community I created just for you, for people who are scared of anything and they want to become more courageous, they want to live a life of freedom, they want to live their way. If you want to live your life your way, join the Fearproof Academy and reap the benefits. Right now it is fairly cheap, but the price will go up when I drop my first course. I don't know where it will be, I guess in a springtime or so. Yeah, so you can do it in the description, and the second link will give you a free tool called Fearproof Challenge Generator. And if you are interested in my previous video, which is like why are young men lost? Maybe you're a young man, I guess, and you are probably lost. If you want to know why, and if you want to know how to find yourself, then check this video right here. And stay fearproof.